You may have a manager part that's trying to tell you, I need to meditate, I need to get enlightenment, I need to get past all this noise in my head, all these thoughts, I need to quiet that down, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to get spiritual now, I need to experience a shift in my state, I need to start feeling happiness welling up, I need to go into a void, I need to experience cosmic consciousness or whatever it is. When we're thinking that stuff, we're in a part. We're in our meditator spiritual part, but that's not us. Our true self, it just doesn't see reality that way. Hello, my friends. I want to give you some meditation pointers that I don't hear other people talking about. And I also want to include in that a caution against living from a false self, especially right now, that is basically a fear-based reaction to scary things happening in the world. A lot of us are scared by changes that are happening. If you're in America, I think you know what I mean. Stuff happening right now. Don't want to get into it. Don't want to trigger a fear-based self right now. I want to trigger a true self. That's who I'm talking to right now, by the way. I'm not talking to one of your parts. I'm not talking to a fear reaction self. I'm not talking to a traumatized part that is being triggered right now by world events. The one I'm talking to right now, that's our true self, our being. Our being's not traumatized. It cannot be traumatized. And it's not scared. It doesn't get scared. It loves. It's full. It's full of love. It is a presence, not an effort. That's my first tip. How do you distinguish between a false self and your true self? Does your self change when you fully relax? When you're walking around in a self, being this person that you might believe you are for a certain period of time, it changes, right? We're one person in the morning, we're a different person at midday, we're a third person in the evening. When we fully relax, does a different person kind of step forward? If you're living from a self that goes away when you relax, that self is a false self. By the way, guys, please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm doing, and share it with others. And in return, I'm going to give you a little gift. I'm going to give you some visual oxytocin. Here it is. Just look at that. Look at that cute little guy. Visual oxytocin. Guys, let it in. You can do this too. It's not going to hurt you. Look at that cute little guy. You know you want to. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Back to the video. If you're living from a self that goes away when you relax, that self is a false self. It is an efforting self. Your true self doesn't require effort to be. That's a huge way to tell whether you're in a false self or your true self. Does it go away when you relax? Or said in the opposite way, does it take effort to maintain it? When we get scared, when we get triggered, a efforting self can rise up and take control of our body. It's a past trauma self. It doesn't really see what's happening clearly. It doesn't see what's really happening in the moment. Usually what's really happening in the moment is nothing. Nothing actually of danger is happening in the moment. If we become fully present and stay in the moment, there's usually actually nothing bad happening right now. But our traumatized self that will rise up and take over, it sees and feels danger because it's running a danger story around and around and around in its head. And if we look back at all the times we got scared and all the time we were running and running, a danger story. And if we're really honest with each other, with ourselves, we'll see that that danger story never actually manifested. It never came true. Usually, like, 99% of the time. So if we're trying to live life from that tension self that's freaked out, it will create tension in our lives because that's what it's putting out. And even if something peaceful comes to us, it disturbs it before it fully lands. We won't let peace in from other people. We won't let love and calm and support come fully into us if we're acting from that tense, traumatized self. So that's one of the main things I want to say here. Outer events can easily hook us right now and bring up that traumatized self, but that's not who we really are. And it doesn't operate effectively at restoring peace and health in our world around us. It just makes more chaos. So what do we do when that happens? When we get that traumatized self coming up? Well, that's why I think meditation is so important. Meditation is really just giving ourselves an IFS session in a certain way, an internal family system therapy session, when we sit and we turn our attention towards our own being. That's our self in IFS. That's what they call the self. There may be these different parts that rise up. I mean, almost certainly there will be different parts that rise up in us and want to talk, and they're under tension. If we look closely at our parts, we will find that they are under tension. They want something. They want to change something. They want to get something. They want to push something away. They want to change other people. They want to fix something. So there's a tension in them. And the problem is the thing that they want to fix is already done. It's already gone. It's in the past where it can't be fixed. If we had a time machine, then we could fix it, perhaps. But we don't. We don't have a time machine. So they're stuck in trying to fix something that's already done. Most parts that I see in me are like that. When we get calm and we get still, they're going to want to come up and they'll try to take over. So if we're new at meditation, sitting for meditation might feel like you're just locked in a closet with a bunch of people that are all demanding to be heard. When I remember when I was first learning or trying to meditate when I was 14, moved the bookcases to form a little nook in my bedroom, burned incense, built a little altar, thinking that maybe that would help me to meditate, having these things, these objects. It didn't really help. I sat there just hamster wheel. I didn't know anything other than that hamster wheel. I didn't know how to contact my own presence. I didn't know I had a presence or what that was. I didn't know anything about this. It was only later when I left home and went to India and lived with a meditation master that I started feeling a shift in my state when I would sit and meditate. I didn't really know what it was, but I can see now that it was my own presence welling up. So that's what I encourage you to do, is to sit and allow yourself, your own presence. It's not verbal. It's not a attention self. It's not a self that is being thought based on memory. Our true self is a nonverbal presence that wells up and it's full. It fills us silently, and it's calm, and it's peaceful, and it's aware. And you could just call it your own being. Just you being here, not trying to do anything. When you sit in that, the parts will show up and try to get your attention onto them, and they will lead you down the rabbit hole that they think you need to go down to give them what they want to resolve their tension. And what you do, or what you can do, is just welcome them. You can say, hi, thanks for showing up. You can even say, I see you, and right now I'm turning my attention towards my being, my presence. Will you allow me to do that? Will you step back and allow me to be in my presence? You can invite them to be in their presence, because at the core of every part is the same beingness that's at the core of us. Every part is like a little fractal of us. And so it has beingness as its own core self. And you can invite your parts to meditate with you. It's almost like you're teaching a meditation class to your own internal family of parts. I don't know, I get good responses from this. And my parts seem to understand what I'm doing when I meditate, I guess, because I've been doing it a long time. They kind of get it. But in the past, I've tried to push them away. I've tried to ignore them. I've tried to get rid of them. I carried that belief that I needed to annihilate my ego, suicide my ego, which is it brings up a conflict with my parts. And the tricky thing is, the part of me that wanted to annihilate my ego was a part itself. So it's another thing to pay attention to, is don't meditate from a part. You may have a manager part that's trying to tell you, I need to meditate, I need to get enlightenment, I need to get past all this noise in my head, all these thoughts, I need to quiet that down, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to get spiritual now, I need to experience a shift in my state, I need to start feeling happiness welling up, I need to go into a void, I need to experience cosmic consciousness, or whatever it is. When we're thinking that stuff, we're in a part. We're in our meditator spiritual part. But that's not us. Our true self doesn't really need to get anywhere. It doesn't need to get rid of anything. It just doesn't see reality that way. It fills us up, and it's very open and accepting of all of our parts. That part that wants to meditate is attention. It is attention self. When we relax, it goes away. When we rest in our beingness, we're not experiencing lack. So when we sit in meditation, we're really just connecting with our self energy, connect with our I amness, our beingness, our own presence. Just noticing that we're here is all that we need to do. And whatever arises, just look at it. Don't look at it from a part. A part looks at things and wants to change it somehow, or grab onto it or push it away. Look at it so closely that the seer merges into seeing. Because our beingness isn't a seer, it is seeing, you could say. It's seeing without a seer. When we look so closely, we can vanish into the looking, and we just are the looking. And that's our real self. And without trying, it brings peace to those wounded, fractured parts of ourselves. I'm talking to yourself from myself. try it.